Hi, it's me Jacqueline. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, then please subscribe my channel and visit my Patreon page, link in the description.
What do you think about the party idea? Sammy asked as we entered the restroom. I walked in slowly, careful not to see anything I wasn't supposed to. It was my first time in a women's restroom, and I immediately noticed how much bigger and cleaner it was than the men's. It even smelled fresher. The room was noisy with chatter, something else that was new to me. Guys rarely spoke to each other in the men's room. What party? Vanessa asked, curious. I was telling the others we could throw a small birthday party for Bobby Sue at my house, Sammy explained. We could all wear our swimsuits and soak in the hot tub. Mom could order pizza. We could watch a movie. She was excited, not understanding Becky and Vanessa's hesitation. She thought they'd jump at the chance to escape their crappy trailer park for a night. Vanessa glanced at Bobby Sue. The thought of seeing him in a bikini, soaking in the hot tub, sent a rush through her. She imagined him in a red string bikini, his bottom barely covered by the small triangles of fabric. In her mind, he turned, looking over his shoulder with a teasing smile, flipping his hair. She shouldn't be thinking about him like that. But she couldn't help it. I looked at Becky, hoping she'd get me out of this. I didn't know Sammy well, and I had no idea if she knew me. Even if she did, I had no interest in partying with Becky's friends. This night felt like a huge mistake. I never should have let Becky talk me into conning Mom into letting us go to the movies. This is all Becky's fault. She needs to fix this. Like I said before, our mom is strict, Becky told Sammy. She doesn't like us going to parties. She's weird that way. Then, she added, especially if there's going to be a boy there. That caught my attention. Sammy shrugged. My brother Tommy. You might have seen him around school. I frowned. I don't know your last name. Wrist. Without the W, Sammy said automatically. I had seen Tommy Wrist before. It was hard to believe he and Sammy were siblings. He was tall, overweight, and painfully quiet. I didn't remember ever seeing him talk to anyone. Oh, I said. I think I've seen him around. He's kind of quiet. I felt the need to explain why we weren't friends. We don't have any classes together. Sammy felt the need to be honest. That was one reason I thought we could have the party at my house. It would give Tommy a chance to meet you and Vanessa, and maybe later, he'd meet some of your friends. She hoped Tommy would never find out she had to beg kids to be his friend. This move has been hard on him. As someone seen as trailer trash, an outsider, I understood Tommy's alienation. But how could I tell Sammy that my entire social circle was right here? Vanessa was it. I had no other friends. The thought of what would happen when Sammy asked Tommy if he knew Bobby Strickler sent a wave of panic through me. Tommy would say, I don't know him, but I've seen him around. And just like that, Sammy would know. I needed to escape. Slipping into a stall, I shut the door and checked through the crack to make sure no one could see me. My stomach twisted with confusion and fear. I still needed to relieve myself. I hesitated. Should I hike my skirt up or let it drop to my ankles? Realizing I was still standing facing the toilet, I panicked and quickly turned around, pulling my skirt up before sitting down and pushing my undershorts to my knees. Relief washed over me until I noticed the wet stain on my undershorts. Vanessa's fault. She had been caressing my leg during the movie, making me want things I wasn't ready to admit. But I couldn't completely blame her. I hadn't stopped her. The whole experience had been exhilarating. Hey, you okay? Vanessa asked from the other side of the stall. Yeah, I'm fine. I flushed, opening the door while still straightening my skirt. Kathy smirked. So, is the party happening? Are we all getting in our bikinis and soaking in the hot tub? Maybe laying in the tanning bed? She barely held back a laugh. Do you even have a bikini? I ignored her, focusing on washing my hands. In the mirror, I caught her proud expression. She thought she was so clever. I wanted to shove her head in the toilet, but instead, I scrubbed my hands harder. We better get going, Becky said, shooting Kathy a warning glance. My mom's probably waiting for us, Amanda added. So, are you guys coming over? Sammy asked again. We'll have to ask, but I doubt Mom will say yes, Becky told her. Vanessa handed me a paper towel, her silent cue for us to leave. We walked out of the theater together, Vanessa and I slightly ahead of the others. Becky called Mom. Amanda's mom was already waiting out front. We all said goodbye. As Kathy climbed into the car, she glanced at me and snickered. Then I noticed her gaze shift slightly to my left, toward two boys standing nearby. I turned my head. One of them, neatly dressed, smiled at me. As Amanda's mom pulled away, I turned my back to the boys. Vanessa and Becky, however, kept watching them. Jerks, Vanessa muttered. I think that one has the hots for you, Becky teased. I groaned. Let's just go get some ice cream. Vanessa smirked. Or, we could give them something to really gawk at. I looked at her warily. What? We should kiss, she said, stepping closer. I froze. That would be rad, Becky said, grinning. Vanessa placed her hands on my waist. I wanted her to kiss me, but I was also afraid. I don't know. Do it, Becky urged. Vanessa pulled me in, wrapping her arms around my waist before pressing her lips to mine. It probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but I kissed her back. From somewhere nearby, I heard a boy holler, "Damn," followed by laughter. Sammy, who had turned back at the last second, caught sight of the kiss. She was fascinated. She had already decided that Bobby Sue wasn't the girl for her brother. But now, she found herself wondering how they had found each other. And, strangely, she felt jealous. Since we were caught up in kissing, I didn't notice the car pulling up. But Becky did. She recognized Aunt Monica's white Volvo immediately, though she didn't say anything until the horn honked. Our ride is here, she announced. Vanessa and I jerked apart. I looked over and saw Mom watching us from the passenger window, smiling. My face burned. I blushed hard, gently pushing Vanessa away. She understood. She looked embarrassed too. As I straightened my skirt, my mind raced. What am I going to tell Aunt Monica? She was never supposed to know about me wearing Becky's clothes. No one was ever supposed to know. But now, it felt like everyone was going to. Becky opened the back door. Once again, I was stuck in the middle, between Vanessa and Becky. Aunt Monica glanced back at me. You're looking very pretty. Her eyes lingered, studying me. I shifted in my seat, crossing my legs and adjusting my skirt. Thanks. I hoped she'd stop staring, but instead, she smiled. I felt exposed. Uncomfortable. My fingers curled around a strand of my hair, twisting it absently. Realizing what I was doing, and how feminine it looked, I quickly dropped my hands into my lap, my face burning with embarrassment. Finally, Aunt Monica turned back and started the car. As we pulled away, I glanced out the side window. The cute boy from earlier waved. His friend, the slob, grabbed his crotch and jerked his hand upward. I stiffened. Vanessa must have thought I was reacting to her because she rested her hand on mine. Becky, Mom, and Aunt Monica chatted about Becky's prom dress. Then Becky launched into the story of how she got suspended. I think you did the right thing, Aunt Monica said. And if this goes to court, I'll represent you. I was surprised. Aunt Monica usually loved suing people, yet she hadn't even mentioned going after the school or Jimmy Smith's parents. We were only a few minutes from home when the conversation turned to me. I'd been dreading this. Bobby Sue, Aunt Monica said, catching my eyes in the rearview mirror, I've decided to take you shopping tomorrow for your birthday. My treat. I have it all planned out. Don't spoil him too much, Mom warned, though she was smiling. Becky, you're coming with us, Monica added. Becky beamed. Thanks, Aunt Monica. You're the best. She grabbed my knee, then announced the obvious. I love shopping. I didn't. I was already thinking of ways to get out of it when Mom turned around, giving me a look. I swallowed. She wanted me to thank Monica. Thanks, Aunt Monica. It sounds like fun. I tried my best to sound grateful. Monica met my gaze in the mirror again. It will be fun. That night, Vanessa slept soundly, curled around her pillow, lost in a dream. In it, Bobby Sue looked irresistible. A black miniskirt, a pink top, black spiked heels. She wrapped her arms around Bobby Sue's slender waist, pulling him closer, their lips meeting. A warmth spread through her, deep and consuming. The dream repeated, 1,000 kisses over and over. She never wanted to wake up. Sammy dreamed of Bobby Sue too. They were in the pool house. Their bare waists touched as they kissed. Slowly, Bobby Sue trailed kisses down Sammy's neck, working her way lower. Fingers traced along the strings of Sammy's bikini, untying them. Heat built inside Sammy's body as she lay tangled in her sheets, her hips rolling in slow, unconscious movements, soft moans slipping past her lips. But Bobby's dreams weren't so pleasant. He stood at the front door, certain he had dressed in jeans and a t-shirt. But as he stepped outside, he was in a skirt and a peach-colored top. His nails were painted pink. The boys from the movie theater were waiting in the driveway. Why are they here? They didn't even go to his school. Panicked, he turned back inside to change, but when he stepped out again, the skirt was still there. The boys were still watching. And this time, Sammy was with them. Desperate, he ran back inside to change again. But it didn't matter. No matter how many times he tried, he still ended up stepping out in the skirt. Only now, Vanessa and a whole group of kids stood in the driveway, watching him. Vanessa smiled, walking up and slipping her arms around his waist. She kissed him. Laughter erupted. It grew louder. And louder. Bobby tried to push her away, but she held on, the laughter ringing in his ears until he jolted awake. The bedroom door swung open. Aunt Monica stood there laughing. Whoa, I didn't mean to scare you. Behind her, Becky giggled. Come on, get up. You've slept long enough. The humiliation from the dream still clung to me. My heart pounded. And then I felt it, the soft fabric of the blue baby doll nightgown I was wearing. My stomach twisted. Aunt Monica had to think I was a freak. A pervert. Because that's exactly how I felt. I'm up, I mumbled, desperate to be left alone. Monica ignored me. We got tired of waiting for you. I want to see Becky's prom dress before we go shopping. I'm up, I repeated, hoping they'd take the hint. No such luck. Make sure you shave your legs, Monica added, stepping further into my room. But don't wash your hair, I'm taking you somewhere special. I stayed frozen in place, my face burning. Monica walked over to the pile of clothes on my dresser, sifting through them. Becky grinned at me. Come on, get moving. I clenched my jaw. I'm waiting for you all to leave my room. Monica barely even acknowledged me. She picked up my gray skirt, holding it up to inspect it. I like this one. I swallowed hard. There was no way out of this. I picked that up for him, Becky said with a grin. Aunt Monica looked at me for a moment before setting the skirt down. I didn't know what to do. Or say. She had already seen me looking like a teenage girl. She knew I slept in a nightgown. She was looking at the stack of girls' clothes in my room. And I was sure Mom had told her everything, that I'd confessed to enjoying looking pretty. But what none of them knew was how much I hated it. I hated the way it made me feel. The way I felt better pretending to be a girl. The thrill I got when people mistook me for one. And worse, I hated how I looked forward to feeling that thrill again. I wished I could go back to the way things were. But I knew that was never going to happen. I don't feel good, I mumbled, lying back down and pulling the covers up to my chin. Maybe I should just stay in bed. Aunt Monica wasn't having it. No, you don't, she warned, grabbing the covers and tugging. I held on tight. She wasn't strong enough to pull them away, and when she realized it, she switched tactics, tickling me. I kicked and squirmed, trying to get away. Becky, of course, couldn't resist joining in. She sat on my legs and tickled my feet. I thrashed, laughing and gasping for breath. Stop. Stop. I'm up. Becky finally let me go, grinning. Hurry up and get ready. I want to show Aunt Monica my prom dress. I'll hurry, just give me some privacy. I was too embarrassed to walk around in the blue baby doll nightgown. Monica sighed but finally ushered Becky out of my room. As soon as I heard them in the kitchen, I bolted for the bathroom. My legs were still silky smooth, but I shaved them again, just like Aunt Monica had asked. I also ran the razor over the few stray hairs below my navel. Running soap over my skin, I couldn't help but enjoy the slick feeling. I almost washed my hair out of habit before remembering that she'd told me not to. Was she taking me to a hairdresser? The thought made my stomach turn. Part of me was intrigued. The other part was terrified. Maybe this was my chance to stop all of this. To reclaim my life as a boy. I turned on the faucet and washed my hair. The guilt hit me instantly.
Please subscribe for the next part and visit my Patreon page for early access.